Good morning, all. Ma'am, shall I start my presentation, ma'am?
Yes, Dhanlakshmi. Dhanlakshmi, you can start.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Good morning, all. Last class, Diana ma'am taught you how to perform 16-bit addition using your 8051 MCU IDE. Okay. So what you have learned last class, you will be having a 16-bit number. Okay. Say for example, you will be having FF, FF. So it is an 16-bit number. So this 16-bit number is going to add with another 16-bit number. Okay. So again, you will be having, say for example, it is FF and FF. Okay. So as you know, 8051 microcontroller can handle only 8-bit data. Okay. It can perform only 8-bit operation. So what we have done, we have splitted this 16-bit data into lower 8 bytes separately and upper 8 bytes separately. Okay. So lower 8 bits, you have added uh, these two FF, input 1 FF and input 2 FF, and you gave some result. Okay. And the carry of this particular addition will be taken over here to the upper byte. Okay. So the carry along with the upper byte of input 1 and upper byte of input 2 will be added together. All the three will be added and you will be getting some result over here. Okay. So in first addition, addition of lower byte, you will be using ADD, add instruction. Add instruction. Okay. Followed by the register. Okay. So input 1 register and input 2 register. Whereas for the upper byte, for the higher byte, since you are adding uh, higher byte of input 1, higher byte of input 2 along with carry, you are supposed to use the instruction ADDC, that is addition with carry. Addition ADDC, you will be using ADDC followed by higher byte of input 1 and higher byte of input 2. Okay, so this is what you have learned in last lab class. Okay, so you would have used two add instruction. One is ADD and the other one is ADDC. Okay, so this lab class we are going to discuss multi-byte addition. Okay, so as the name implies, you will be having multiple bytes. Okay, so uh, you will be having a series of bytes for your input 1 as well as series of bytes for your input 2. Say for example, apart from this 16-bit, you will be having another 8-bit over here, and you may have another 8-bit over here, and you etc. Okay, so you can define your count. So how many bytes you are going to handle with this particular program, you can define count by yourself. Okay, so this is going to be your input 1. And similarly, input 2, again, it is not going to be a 16-bit. Okay, so apart from 16-bit, you can have another 8-bit, another 8-bit, another 8-bit, and so on. So the count you can decide by yourself. Okay, so count of input 1 and count of input 2 both are going to be the same. Okay, etc. So you are going to give result for this addition. Okay, for this particular addition, you will be getting a result. And if you get any carry, the carry has to be added to the second byte. Okay, so the next higher byte should be added along with the carry of the first byte. Okay, so in this instruction, all the three will be added. Okay, in this step, all the three will be added and you will be getting some result over here along with carry. So this carry has to be bring for the next addition. Okay, so here along with the previous carry, the present bytes has to be added and the result of all the three will be placed over here, and similarly it goes on. Okay, so so if you are having n bytes, okay, so if you are having n bytes, then as an input, and if you will be having n bytes in your output. Okay, so in how to handle this particular situation. So in this case, no problem. You will be having only 16 bits, okay, 2 bytes. So it is enough if you have 2 add instructions. So for first add instruction, you use simply add, and for the second addition, you use the instruction add C. Okay, so in this scenario, you will be having n number of inputs and you will be having n number of outputs along with carry. Okay, so how you will handle the such situation? Whether you will have n additions, okay, whether you will have n additions, any answers, how you will handle this particular situation? Somebody can unmute yourself and talk. Say suppose if you are going to carry out this for 8 times, you will be using 8 add instructions or 8 add to instructions. Is it so? Or how you will handle this particular situation?
Loop.
Ma'am,
So any one of you.
Using loops, we can reduce steps.
Okay, yes. Using loops, you can solve this particular issue. Using loop instructions, you can solve this particular issue. Okay, so whichever portion of program you want to iterate, you can have such lines under this loop, and few lines which does not need any iteration, which does not need any repetition, can be moved to the top of the loop or either to the bottom of the loop. Whatever it is fine. Okay, so to solve such issues, we can use this loop. And second thing is handling of data. Okay, so you are having so many address locations as far as input 1 and input 2 as well as your output is concerned. You are going to work with so many number of memory locations. So how you will use access such memory locations? Any idea? You are having a single pointer. You learned only single pointer, right? DPTR, data pointer mattumda you have learned. So with the help of a single data pointer, how you are going to handle so many memory locations, so many address locations, both for input as well as for output. Any solution for that? Somebody can unmute yourself and talk.
Stack pointer.
Yes, Pa?
Stack we can use.
Stack pointers. Any other ideas? Okay, so you all learned about ports, right? So you are having 4 ports, P0, P1, P2 and P3. Okay, so as far as your 8051 instruction is concerned, your P2 port can be used to carry address location if it is not used for any other input output operations. Okay, so if P2 is not used for any other input or output operation, in that case, the particular port P2 can be used in order to store your address location. Okay, so P2, as you know, it is a 8-bit port, but we want to store a 16-bit address location. So how we will manage this particular situation? Your P2 can hold only 8-bit data, right? So remaining 8 bits can be stored in registers like R1 or R2. Registers can be used in order to store the remaining 8 bits. Okay, so the P2 and this particular register is going to pair and it is going to give us a 16-bit address location. So where you can store your input data and you can fetch the input data by using the operand at. Okay, yes, so our input both the inputs, input 1 and input 2, you are going to handle this particular memory location with the help of port P2 and register R1 and R2. Okay, by pairing your port and registers, you are going to handle this input 1 and input 2. Whereas using DPTR, you are going to handle the output memory locations. Okay, so let me explain this with your output table. So this is going to be the output table for your addition. Okay, so this is addition with the carry. Okay, so here you can see input 1. Okay, and these are all the memory locations we are going to use in order to store your input 1. Okay, so as far as this output table is concerned, your count is going to be 3. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, similarly input 2, 1, 2 and 3. So you are going to have 3 uh, 3 datas. Okay, 3 bytes of datas. Okay, so this is going to be your first byte. Okay, so I am going to store this first byte in 0020 as well as in 0030. Okay, so as you can see clearly from this output table is that the upper byte of your address location is same 00. So here you can see it is 00 and here it is 00 and here you can see it is 00 and here it is going to be 00. So all the 6 bytes of data, okay, both for input 1 as well as input 2, all these 6 bytes of data are going to be the same 00. Okay, so I am going to initialize my P2 port 2 with 00. Okay, with 00. Okay, whereas the lower bytes are concerned, it is incremental in nature. Okay, so starting from 20, so as far as your input 1 is concerned, it starts from 20 and it is incremented by 1. Okay, so it is incremental in nature. So 20, after that it is 21, after that it is 22. Similarly, as far as your input 2 is concerned, the lower byte, it is 30, starts from 30 and it is incremental in nature. So 30, 31, 32 and so on. Okay, so what we can do is, you can store this 20 again in some other register, say for example R1. So in register R1, you can store the memory location 20. Okay, so similarly, this 30 can be stored in some other register, say for example R2. Okay,
Dhanalakshmi,
ma'am.
sorry to interrupt. Actually, R2 cannot be applied. Only R0 and R1.
Okay.
Okay. These two registers, R0 and R1,
R1. Okay.
can be configured as a pointer.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So R0 and sorry R1. R0 and R1. Okay, so P2 is common for all, so it is stored with 00. Since all the upper bytes are same, it is 00. Okay, so now what happens is, if you use at R0 in order to fetch your data, if you use at R0, this R0 get paired with this P2 port. Okay, so port 2 gets paired with this R0 and you will end up with the memory location 0020. So after this instruction, you can able to fetch FF and it can be stored in accumulator. Okay. So similarly, if you increment after fetching your first data, after fetching your first iteration, what you can do is you can simply increment your R0 so that your R0 becomes 21. So 20 becomes 21. So at the time, if you use at R0, what happens is this 21 gets paired with this P2. Always your R0 pairs with your P2 whenever you use at R0. Okay, so 00 pairs with R0, which is 21 now. So 0021. So in that case, your memory, you can get the memory location 0021 and you can have this FF to be fetched in your accumulator and you can carry on with your addition operation. Okay. Similarly, in order to fetch your input 2, you are supposed to use at R1 because R1 is loaded with 30, right? So whenever you use at R1, P2 and R1 gets paired, P2 and R1 gets paired. So already your P2 is having 0, 0. So R1 is having now 3, 0. So what happens is the data which is there in 0030 will be fetched and it will be moved to accumulator. So FF will be moved to accumulator. So after completing this particular iteration, what you can do, you just increment your R1 so that R1 becomes 31. So 30 becomes 31. So after you incremented your R1, if you use at R1, what happens? Your P200 and R1 has been incremented, right? So 31 will be updated. Your R1 will be updated with 31. So you will be ending up with the memory location 0031. In that case, you can able to fetch this FF. Okay. So similarly, by incrementing your R0 or incrementing by R1, you can able to fetch your inputs, the consecutive inputs, and you can do your addition or subtraction operation. Okay. So as far as output is concerned, you store your output. The memory location here you can store DPTR. With the help of DPTR, you can store all your output memory locations. Okay, so by incrementing your DPTR, you can post your results. You can post your results consecutively after adding. After the addition, after each and every addition, you can post your results by incrementing your DPTR. Okay, so here I have given you the algorithm. So just leave the first bulletin as of now. So we can start from here. So, okay, so I am loading DPTR with 0010H. So this is nothing but your output memory location. Okay, so this is nothing but your output memory location. So I am initializing to the first position, that is 0010. Okay, so next step, I am clearing this particular register in order to store my carry. Okay, in order to showcase my carry, I am just clearing this R4 register. Okay, so this is going to be your next step. And next is I have to give the count value. Okay, so as far as this example is concerned, we have taken the count value as 03, right? So I am initializing my R3 register by 03. If you want to go for 04 or 05, whatever it is, you can do. Okay, and next one is R0 and R1. So R0, as I said already, it is for the input 1. Okay, R1 is for the input 2. Okay, so the initial lower byte address, that is, as far as this problem is concerned, we have taken 20, right? 20 for input 1. So that is going to be the initial lower byte address. So 20 is going to be moved to R0, and for the input 2, the lower byte address, the initial lower byte address is 30H, right? So 30H will be moved to this R1. Okay, so we have initialized all the necessary registers with necessary values. Okay, so next is we have to move our P2 content. Okay, so P2 content should be initialized. So P2, as I said already, it is common for both input 1 and input 2. So the higher byte address is same. So it is nothing but 00. So I have moved 00 to the port P2. Okay. So next is, as I told you already, here you can fetch your data. Okay, the first data has to be fetched in order to perform addition, right? So what you will be doing, all the operations will start with the accumulator, right? You can fetch your data and in your accumulator, right? So you have to move the contents of the memory location and post it in your accumulator. So what you should use now? Here you should use R0, right? Okay, so if you move a comma at R0, you can able to, this particular instruction will be pointing to the data which is there in 0020. Okay, so P2 gets paired with R0 here. So P2 is having 0, 0. So R0 we have initialized it with 2, 0. Okay. So you have end up with the memory location 0020. So this 0020 has the data FF. So this FF data will be moved to this accumulator. Okay. So this is the backend of this particular operation. Okay. So P2, I repeat it once again. So in this instruction, your P2 gets paired with R0. So P2 has the higher byte address. So the higher byte address is going to be common for both input 1 and input 2. Okay, just nothing but 0, 0. So P2 will be loaded with 0, 0. R0, already we are having R0 as 2, 0. We have loaded it with the initial lower byte address, which is nothing but 2, 0. So P2 and R0 gets paired. So 0, 0, 2, 0. Okay, so the data which is available in 0, 0, 2, 0 is your FF. That is your first byte of data, input 1. Okay, so first byte of input 1 is nothing but FF. That will be moved to your accumulator. So from accumulator, you can move it to B register. Okay, so you are having your input 1 in B register. Okay, next input 2, the 8-bit data. Okay, that has to be moved to accumulator. So what you will do for this in order to accomplish this? Yes, you will be using again A comma at R1, right? At R1. So what happens here? Your P2 gets paired with R1. Okay, gets paired with R1. So P2, it is a universal value. It is not going to change at all. Okay, so P2 is going to be same. So 0, 0, and R1 we have loaded with 3, 0. So what happens now? It is pointing to the 0, 0, 3, 0. So 0, 0, 30 is for the input 2. 0, 0, 30 is for the input 2. It is going to have the initial value of your input 2, initial 8-bit of your input 2. So this 0030 is going to have initial byte of input 2, which is again FF. So this FF is moved to this accumulator. So B is having the initial 8-bit of input 1, and A is going to have the initial 8-bit of input 2. Okay, so next we are going to perform addition. Okay, so in this case, since we are going to write this program in loop, you are going to have a single addition. Okay, so last time 16-bit paatha madri, first 8-bit add பண்ணும்போது ADD instruction, second 8-bit add பண்ணும்போது ADDC instruction போட்ட மாதிரி இங்க different instruction use பண்ண முடியாது. So here in this case, you are supposed to have a single add instruction. So அப்ப நம்ம carry விட முடியாது. So in that sense, we are going to have a single instruction which is nothing but ADDC. ADDC தான் இருக்க போகுது. So அதனால C ல in case previous data ஏதாவது இருந்தது அப்படின்னா that has to be erased, or otherwise you will get wrong results, right? Okay, so அதனால that has to be removed, that has to be cleared. அதனால தான் initially என்ன சொல்லிருக்காங்க, you have to give clear C. Okay, so clear C is used in order to clear your carry flag. Okay, so இங்க வந்துட்டு ADDC A, B அப்படின்னு யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது for the first addition your carry is 0. So only A content and B content will be added. FF and FF will be added and the result will be moved to accumulate. Okay, so now if you are having any carry, in that case your carry gets incremented by 1. So that I mean அந்த மாதிரி carry increment ஆயிருக்கு அப்படின்னா that will be added with the next addition. Next iterationல அந்த carry flag வந்து it will be added with A and B. Okay, as far as first iteration is concerned, your carry flag is clear. So there is no doubt that only your A and B will get added. So அதுல mistake வரதுக்கு chance இருக்கு. Okay, so now your result is with accumulator. Okay, so next you have to move your result to DPTR. So now DPTR is pointing 0010. So 0010 will be having the addition result, first iteration result. Okay, so next step is we have to increment our R0, R1 as well as DPTR one step ahead. Okay, so R0 becomes 2-1, R1 becomes 3-1, and DPTR as a whole, it is a 16-bit register, so it moves as a whole from 0010 to 0011, right? Okay, so next step is you are supposed to check count. Okay, so you have to perform this iteration for n number of times. Only for 3 times you are supposed to perform this iteration. So adanala your count has to be decremented and it has to be checked for 0. If it doesn't attain 0, your iteration has to be repeated from loop 1 onwards once again. Okay, so here for this particular purpose you are having this DJNS, decrement jump non-zero. So this instruction will decrement your counter register. So counter register is R3. Okay, so R3 will be decremented once, and again the same instruction helps to check whether it attains 0 or not. Okay, so this single instruction is enough to perform both the operations. Okay, so R3 will be decremented and it is checked for 0. If I mean in this step it is not 0, right? It is 2. Your R3 has been decremented and now your R3 content is 2. So it again continues with the loop. So again it jumps from this step to L1 from this step. Okay, so P2 again it is going to have the higher byte address, which is nothing but 00. Okay, already you have incremented your R0 and R1. Okay, so it becomes 2-1 and 3-1. Okay, so 2-1 la irukradanaala 0021. Okay, inga 0020 la irukradha edutho illaya. Next வந்து 0021 la irukradக்கூடிய 8-bit data we are fetching and we are moving to and we are taking it to A. So from A to B move பண்ணிக்கிறோம் and we are freeing our accumulator in order to pick up the input 2. Okay, so again input 2 R1 is also incremented, so no problem. R1 has been incremented, so 30 irundhu 31 aayachu. Okay, so 0031. Okay, 0031 adil irukra input will be fetched, 8-bit data will be fetched and it will be in accumulator. So next step I am adding A and B. Okay, so the next higher byte is going to be added. Both input 1 and input 2 next higher byte is going to be added along with the carry. Okay, so C plus A plus B will be added and the result will be in accumulator. So already you have incremented your DPTR, so there is no doubt you can just post the result. Okay, it is already in 0011, so you can just post the result. Okay, and then for the next iteration you have to prepare, right? So the next iteration you are preparing. So you are incrementing your R0, you are incrementing your R1, you are incrementing your DPTR one step ahead. Okay, again you are checking whether the count reaches 0. Okay, the help of this particular instruction. Okay, so now the count becomes 1, right? R3 becomes 1. So 0, no, again we have to continue with the loop. Okay, so again we are continuing with the loop and we are completing all the iterations. Okay, we are completing all the iterations. So after the completion, what becomes? Your R3 becomes 0, right? 0 ஆயிடுது. Okay, so 0 ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா it just come out of the loop. Okay, so now you have to check whether the carry flag is filled or not. Okay, so for that you are having an instruction JNC, jump on no carry. Okay, and here you can give a loop name, say for example loop 2. Okay, so you are just checking whether the carry flag is filled or not. Okay, if it is not filled, what happens is you can move this R4. R4 we have cleared already. Okay, so it is an indication in order to indicate whether the carry flag is filled or not. We are having this R4, right? It is already cleared. So since it is since you are not having carry, you just move this R4 content, which is nothing but 0, 0, right? So you are just moving the R4 content to A, okay? And you can post the A content in DPTR. So already in the final iteration, your DPTR has been incremented once. Final iteration la pathinga appadina, you have incremented your R0, R1, DPTR one step ahead. அது பண்ணிட்டு தான் நீங்க உங்க கவுண்ட் 0 ஆயிடுச்சுன்னு நீங்க கீழே வந்திருக்கிறீங்க. So அதனால DPTR is already incremented by 1. So it is already in 0013 ல தான் இருக்கும். So 0013 ல அப்படியே நீங்க accumulated result போஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். Or else if you are having any carry, you are supposed to increment R4 once. Okay, you are supposed to increment your R4 once, and then R4 content can be moved to accumulator. Accumulator value can be moved to DPTR. Now R4 will be having 1, right? After incrementing, your R4 will be 1, which is moved to accumulator. So 1 will be moved to 0, 1 will be moved to 0013. So by this, we can end up the program. Okay, so the thing which is going to be inside loop is from the P2 kuda nama enna panikalam, it can be out of loop because it is a common thing. It is not going to be iterated. Okay, so in the P2 kuda you can move to the top. Okay, so loops vandu enga irukka podu from this step to this step, it is going to be under loop. So the remaining things you can have outside the loop. Okay, so the thing which is going to be iterated should be placed inside loop, and which need not need, which should not need any iteration, can be placed at the top or at the bottom based on your requirement. Is it okay? Okay, so I repeat it once again. First, you are going to clear your carry flag. Next, DPTR is your output register. So I am making it to point the first one, that is 0010. I am clearing R4 for carry, R3 as count, and R0 I am going to have as the initial lower byte address. So initial lower byte address, that is 20, it is moved to R0, and initial lower byte address of input 2, that is 30H, will be moved to R1. Okay, so P2 is going to be same for input 1 and input 2, as well as throughout the program it is going to be same. So I'm moving P2 with 00. So 00 is moved to P2. Okay, so the next thing, I am going to fetch my input, initial byte of input 1. So initial byte of input 1 will be fetched with the help of this particular instruction, a comma at R0. So at R0 is going to, R0 is going to pair with P2, and we can able to fetch the data which is available in 0020. So this is going to be the initial initial byte of your input 1. Okay, so that is handled to B, hand over to B, and A is accumulator is going to fetch the second data, that is the lower byte of your input 2. So which is there in R1. So R1 is going to pair with P2. So you can able to fetch the data which is available in 0030, and it is moved to accumulator. So you are adding A and B, and the result will be moved to accumulator, which can be stored in DPTR. Okay, so DPTR is pointing 0010 already. Okay, so you just post it. Okay, carry irundhuna carry flag la irukum, adu let it be there, carry flag la irukattum. So next one, we are just incrementing R0, R1, DPTR one step ahead. Okay, so next step we are just checking whether your counter becomes 0 or not. Okay, so you are decrementing once and checking whether the counter reaches 0. If not, you are just continuing with the loop. Okay, so already all the registers all the memory location has been incremented. So what you're supposed to do is just fetch it. Okay, just fetch all your next byte address. Input 1 la next byte address, next byte of data, and input 2 la next byte of data la you just fetch it. Okay, and do the addition or subtraction operation and store your result. Okay, so finally, by checking the carry, you are incrementing your R4 register, or you are not going to increment R4 register. So accordingly, you can perform whatever you want, you can do, and again move the R4 register content to A, and from accumulator you can move it to DPTR, and thereby we can end this particular program. Any doubts in this program? So this is an elaborate algorithm of what you are going to do in this particular experiment. Any doubts? Unmute பண்ணிட்டு கேளுங்கப்பா, ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஏதாச்சும் டவுட்னா கேட்டுக்குங்க. Because you are going to work out this program in MCU IDE. Okay, 8051 IDE. Now you are going to open. You are going to work out this particular program, and you are supposed to come out with the result, right? You should get output. Okay, so இதுல ஏதாவது doubts, algorithm, detailed algorithmல ஏதாச்சும் doubtனா நீங்க கேட்டுக்குங்க, so that you can work it out. And you should get output. சொல்லுங்கப்பா.
Ma'am, instead of moving to A and then moving to B, we can directly add A and at or not, ma'am.
A and at or not.
Yes, ma'am.
By instruction set, just go through your instruction set. Adula, if the instruction is available, you can carry on. Okay, or otherwise you cannot do. Okay, so as your DPTR can be paired only with accumulator, so similarly your R0 or your R1, I mean the at அப்படிங்கிற அந்த சிம்பிளே வந்துட்டு it can be paired only with accumulator. Okay, so அதனால தான் நம்ம accumulatorக்கு move பண்ணிட்டு, and then you can move it to B register or whatever you want, you can move it and you can carry on with your addition operation. Okay, so if your instruction set supports what you are saying, you can very well carry on.
Balameenakshi.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, add A comma R0, add A comma R1. Two instruction kudukunu. Okay. So if you are using add with C, abdina, you have to use two add with carry instruction. So that will create some problem in order to store your carry. Okay, so you cannot use add A comma at R0 for this particular problem.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. ADD C A comma B.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Any other doubts? Okay, pa, so you can take 20 minutes of time. Okay, just open your 8051 IDE. Okay, so work out the program. Okay, so I have given a detailed explanation of your algorithm. So just write the program. Okay, so after 20 minutes, you just come and you can show your output. Somebody, okay, those who got output can just share your screen and show us your output. Okay, so there is no hard and fast rules of using, I'm following the same algorithm and all. Okay, you should end up with the result. Okay, you should get a multi-byte addition result. That's all. You can use registers of your wish. Okay, so it should follow some syntax. Okay, so in my instruction set la irukra madri obey pandra madri you can use any registers or any address locations of your wish, and you should end up with the result, multi-byte addition result. So after 20 minutes, someone who got output can share your screen and you can explain the coding as well. Yes, shall we do like that? Shall we give a break of 20 minutes so that you can work out in your IDE? Yes. Those who face any problem also can share your screen. It is not necessary that everyone should get output and only those students who got output can share your screen. No, not like that. If you face any problem also, you can share your screen and get your doubts clarified. That is not an issue. Yes, shall we do like that? Shall we give a break of 20 or 25 minutes so that you can work it out? Somebody can unmute yourself and talk. Okay, ma'am. Okay, so I will share my screen. Okay, so on the detailed algorithm இருக்கு இல்லையா, so அந்த ஸ்லைட்ல அப்படியே I will share my screen அப்படியே வச்சிருக்கேன், so that you can view anytime you want, and you can code it in your MCU IDE, and finally you just share your screen and show the result. Is it okay for you all? Okay. Okay, thank you.